Alright, so a lot of you have probably bought these units used and noticed you have to replace the internal battery. And everything's hunky-dory, you click the little zip tie that holds it in place, and next thing you know, this is what you get. Because the alkaline battery inside corroded. Mine, this terminal broke off. Look at that. Freaking nasty. Right there. So what I did is that I decided to do a battery mod to my GSP21 unit. The voltage for the battery is 4.5. So what I did is that I found these little boxes on Amazon, pretty cheap. It's a three AAA battery holder, and the problem is that the battery that they use is an alkaline cell, and alkaline cells they sit sideways on this thing right here. So I decided to buy the AAA triple battery holder, which is the 1.5 volts times 3 gives you 4.5 volts, and the battery voltage on this one is 4.5 volts. Granted, it's going to have way more milliamps than you need, so which means you're going to have way more memory usage. This battery's for the memory right here. So the batteries I'm going to use are going to be Energizer, but they're going to be the lithium. They're not going to be the regular alkaline. They're going to be the lithium, which have a longer shelf life, and with the amount of amperage that they have, it should have this unit, the memory. It shouldn't have to be replaced, very often. And if it is, you don't have to go to eBay, search for the battery, the 523 or 453, whatever it is. All you have to do is just buy the lithium AAAs at your local Walgreens and such, open it, swap them out, and there you go. Just make sure that you do a MIDI data dump to your computer and save all your presets when you notice that your battery's running low in the future. You might want to do that and save it and just store it, and then in the future, if you ever have to re-upload it to the MIDI interface to the unit, you can use a MIDI 1 port Uno, I think, to USB connected. But anyways, this is what I did. So I took the terminals out. This clip is actually held in by the actual terminal that goes to the PC board. There's nothing holding this in except the tie strap. So what I did is that I wired it here. So the positive, if you think the positive is closest to the molded plastic cable that supplies the voltage to the board, that's the positive. And then that's the negative. If you look in here, you can see how the acid kind of messed things up a bit, cleaned it up a bit. I should clean up a little more before closing this up. But anyways, I'm going to close this up and fire it up and see if it retains the memory. I'm going to use this 3M double stick tape to mount the battery box into here. So mount it close to the front edge so that we're able to slip the battery cover off when you do need to replace the batteries. Now this one has an on-off switch, so I'm going to leave it in the on position. I'm going to leave it face down because we really don't have to turn off the battery power to switch the batteries. These are the batteries I'm going to use. These are Energizer Ultimate Lithium. They're not alkaline, they do not leak, and therefore you shouldn't have any problems with these batteries. And lithium batteries last way longer than alkaline batteries, so you should have a longer shelf life. So I'm going to put these suckers in there. Now the moment of truth. Well, that didn't go too well as planned. I took out one of the AAA batteries out of the little box, and that kind of got things to a certain point where actually I was able to go up and down the presets, because when I had all 3 batteries in, the spray got really bright and the thing wouldn't function. Took all the batteries out and then it was able to function, and it did retain some of the memory. And after switching it off for a while and turning it on again, even though it only had 2 batteries in there, the circuit was broken literally because there was no middle battery to connect the complete circuit. Then the memory function stopped and it would load the programs all the way from default from factory. So I got to thinking, okay, so there is no regulation in the circuit that houses the memory, but since some of the memory was retained, there must be some kind of a capacitor within that memory circuit that retains some of the power temporarily. So I got to thinking, these batteries that I got from Energizer, they're 1.5 volts, but they're 1250 milliamps. When I did the math, that comes out to about 3.8 watts of power. You multiply the amperage times the voltage times the amount of cells, and that gives you the power. So the total power for those 3 batteries would be 3.8 or 3.7 watts of power. So I did the math for the original battery, which is a 4.5 volt times 600 milliamps, and it gives me 2.7 volts watts of power. And so I'm thinking, well, I need another battery source because these things were overpowering the whole circuit. So I went shopping and I was just minding whatever, and then I looked, and I'm an IKEA freak, and I looked at the rechargeable batteries and I saw these little AAA batteries. And when you look at the packaging right here says 1.2 volts times 750 milliamps. So I said, let me do the math on that. So 1.2 times 750 times 3 gives me exactly 2.7 watts of power. So that's the same wattage as the battery that you replace it with comes with. So I've added that to the circuit here. I have the 3 batteries in there. Now I'm going to turn this on and we'll see what happens. Got the 3 AAA batteries in there. It says 4, so I don't want to go over. Now I'm going to go to preset number 8, right? Now if I turn this off and turn it back on, it should go back to preset number 8. Turn it off. Turn on. Voila! Preset number 8. So I'm going to go to this preset over here, Hairspray. And I'm going to change it to Hairspray. I'm going to go to Title, H, A, I, R, Store, so now it's Hairspray, right? No, I didn't delete it. Crap, let me do it again. Title. This place is actually pretty nice here. Hairspray. Back to that. Store. It's Hairspray. So now, turn off. So when I turn this unit back on, it should be on Hairspray. Da! There it is. It's stored and it retained the memory. So this works. So this is the solution, guys. I'm using this rechargeable battery from IKEA. It's a 750 milliamp. It's 1.2 volts. So when you add the voltage on the 3 AAAs, it adds up to the same amount of power as the standard battery. So there you go. That's my fix. Okay. Hope this works. And I'm wondering if there's some kind of a trickle charge in that circuit that will maintain these batteries charged up forever and ever and ever and perpetuate. And so that's my fix, guys.